This is Gemara in Gittin Daf Vav, and we're holding on Vav Amid Aleph, approximately, let's call it 15 lines from the top. The two dots, the first word on line is Ashkechei Va'amar Le Kamashma Lon. So says the Gemara Itmar, and really this is a bit of a continuation of the previous sugya, which we've been dealing with the past few days, which is Rav and Shmuel, which is, that was completely incorrect, that's what we're about to see, which is a rabbah that holds on Davabiz that it's all Eidin in Lishma, Rabbah Amar Lefisha Inim Bikun Lishma, and Rava that says Lefisha Inim Mitzuyim Lekaimon. So really we're going to continue that conversation today. So says the Gemara, Itmar, Bavel, the status of Bavel. What is the status of Bavel with regard to bringing a get? Rav Amar Keretz Yisrael Gittin. You do not have to say Fanei Nechtav. Shmuel Amar Kechutz Laretz. Says the Gemara. Leima Baka Mifchi. That what is this machlek as Rav and Shmuel, Rabba and Rava? Demar Savar Levishain Bikin Lishma Vani Gemiri. Rav holds like Rabba that it's a din Lishma, but Bavel is Gemiri. They know halacha. Therefore you don't have to say Fanei Nechtav. Omar Savar and Shmuel holds Vishain Mitzuyim Lekaimai. Like Rava. Vani Nami Lo Shchichi. They could be incredible Tamidei Chachamim, but Lamais there's no travel between Bavel and Eretz Yisrael, and therefore you would have to say Vafanei Nechtav. Says the Gemara, the classical kasha, which we've seen a few times, and we're going to continue seeing. V'tizbra. 1 second, I see that you cannot see the Gemara. I apologize. That's a little bit better. About 20 lines down. First one line is V'tizbra. V'tizbra says the Gemara, Rabbis Rava. Question number 1. Answers the Gemara, you're right, Kuli Alma, like Rava says, Bino Lekaimai. So Rav, Savar Kim Dika Misifta, Rav says that in Bavel Lamais a lot of yeshivais, therefore Mishkach Shechi, therefore there's a lot of people there. And therefore what? You don't have to say Fanei Nechtav, because everyone knows each other's signatures. Ushmuel Savar, no, Misifta, Begur Sayu Tridi. They're Torah, they're busy learning, they don't see each other's signatures. Therefore says Shmuel, it might be a lot of people learning, but Lamaisa, you still have to say Fanei Nechtav, Fanei Nechtav. Itmar Nami, says the Gemara, proving this point. Amar Rav Abba, Amar Rav Huna, Asinu Atzmeinu beBavel, Keretz Yisrael leGittin. We made ourselves in Bavel like Eretz Yisrael for Gittin. When Mechiasi Rav leBavel, when Rav came to Bavel. So says the Gemara, proving the point that has to do with Misifta, B'Gersayu Tzridi, or I should say better, the fact that there are people learning in Bavel, and that's going to be that everyone's going to agree, Rabba, Slate, Rava, etc. So Masiv Rav Yirmiyah. So the Gemara continues with a kasha on Rav. Rav is the opinion that says you do not have to say Fanei Nechtav in Bavel. Asks Rav Yirmiyah. Rav Yudah Imer Mirakim the Mizrach Mirakim Kemizrach. This is a quote from the Mishnah, the boundaries of Eretz Yisrael. Says Rav Yudah Mirakim the Mizrach Mirakim Kemizrach. Ashkel Nadarim Vashkel Gedarim Akel Litzafah and Akel Litzafah. So these are all the boundaries that we've learned about in our Mishnah. So says the Gemara, and where does Bavel fall? Bavel is, let's find out Eretz Yisrael is on the northern boundary Kaima, Dechsev, as the Pasuk says, that from the Tzafah the evil is going to become, referring to Bavel. Therefore says the Gemara, Bavel's to the north, and what? Utznan Rameir Eimer Akai, Keretz Yisrael Gittin. Rameir argues. The Rav Yehuda said Akai is not Eretz Yisrael. Rameir says Akai itself is Eretz Yisrael. But says the Gemara, Va'afilu Rameir. Like Amar El Ba'akai de Mekarva. Only Akai itself because it's close. Aval Bavel de Merchaka Loi. Bavel is further away. Therefore says the Gemara, seemingly everyone should agree that Bavel is not like Eretz Yisrael. So asks the Gemara on the Shita of Rav that said Bavel is like Eretz Yisrael. Answers the Gemara, who Moisiv La, he asks, who Mafarik La, and he answers, Lebar me Bavel. This is excluding Bavel. Excluding Bavel, meaning we're going to have a fascinating phenomena. Eretz Yisrael goes until Rekem, until Akai, And Akai, we have a debate, is it Eretz Yisrael or not? When you go past Akai, it's Chutz Laretz. But then when you hit Bavel, boom, you have an oasis. Bavel is an oasis that is Eretz Yisrael. Says the Gemara ad Heichani Bavel until where is Bavel Amar Bavel K'machlekes the Yochsin Kach Machlekes the Gittin Zim Machlekes in Sechus Kedusha Barakas Yochsin is the same thing over here about Gittin. Rav Yosef Amar Machlekes the Yochsin Aval Gittin. It's a different Machlekes, different call. The Araba Tinyana de Gishra, the second willow crossing, which is an area in which says the Gemara that's where Bavel is going to extend from. Continues the Gemara. Rav Chisda Machach Me'aktisun Lebe'ad Reishar. Rav Chisda required two places in Chutzart. Aktisvain to Be'ad Reishar, you have to say B'vanei Nechtav. But the reverse, Be'ad Reishar Aktisvain, Loi Mitzrach. Rav Chisda said you don't have to say B'vanei Nechtav. Says the Gemara, what's this machlekes? Lema Kasavar, shall we suggest Levishay Mekim Lishma that Rav Chisda holds of Rabba to din of Lishma. V'hani Gemiri. And these, the people in Aktisvain are Gemiri. People in Adresha are Gemiri, are learning. Therefore, when you go from Adresha, like Tisvain, you don't have to say Vanei Nechtav. Says the Gemara, the same kasha that we keep on seeing repeat itself. Can you suggest this? V'tizbra v'Rabba slay the Rava. What about the fact that Rabba holds of Rava, 7 should hold of Kiyam? El Tkuli Alma, 8 lines in the white lines. Bino the Kaim. These go to the shuk over there. Hanach yadi b'chsem is yadei dahani. They know these signatures, but hanach lo yadi. So says the Gemara, you know what's going on in Adrisha and Aktisvain. What's going on is that they don't necessarily know each other's signatures. That because they're turret in there, the people in Adrisha go to the marketplace in Aktisvain, but the people in Aktisvain aren't focusing. They're busy running their shops. My time of Bishukayu. To read the end of story. Another story, Rabbi Ravua, Masach me'arsel arsis. Now we're going to see how far this goes. Rabbi Ravua requires from one row of house to the next. If she says Masach me'shchuna l'shchuna, now shchuna here doesn't really mean a neighborhood. Rashi says it means it's 3 houses. So even if you go 3 houses down, says Rav Shishis, you all of a sudden have to say B'fanai nechtav. Rava mitzvah b'yis shchuna, says Rava, even within one very neighborhood, you're going to have to say Vanei Nechtav. Ask the Gemara of Rabu, I don't understand. Rav says it's in of Kiyom, so if they're in the same neighborhood, they're a few houses down, of course they should know each other's signatures. So why do you say Vanei Nechtav? Answers the Gemara, Shaini, as we move on over to the first white line on Vavam and Aleph, the people in Mechuzah always moved around, and they're always traveling, doing business, therefore they don't even know their signatures of their own immediate neighbors. Continues the Gemara on the first white line. Rav Chanan Mishtay. Rav Chanan told over the following. Rav Kana Rav Kana brought his get and he did not know. He didn't know exactly where this get came from. Was it Surah to Narda and Adar to Surah? Also, Kamei the Rav. He came from the Rav and Amar Lei. So what is the status of Tzura and Nahardar? Tzura and Nahardar areas, do you have to say Fanei Nechtav or not? Amar Lei. So this is again Rav Chanan talking. The Rav Kahana brought a get. Amar Lei Loi Sorichta. You do not have to say B'fanei Nechtav. He's turned over to Vav Amid Beis. But you don't have to. But of this Ahanis, you don't have to say Fanei Nechtav. But Lamaisa, if you do, it works. Says the Gemara, what exactly does this mean? What is this interesting middle level? Ma'i of this ahanis. What do you mean that if you said Vanei Nechtav, it works? That Lamaisa, if you said Vanei Nechtav, and subsequently the husband comes, we do not listen to him. On the third line of Avam and Beis, we learned in a brisa. Rabbi Yishmael, Amar Loi, Sarachan 11 Vanei Nechtav. Amar Loi, Yishmael responded, Bini, Mechanato, where are you from? Amar Loi, Rabbi Mikfar Sisai, Ani, Amar Loi, Sarachan Vanei Nechtav. Why? So that you don't need Eidim. So he said, if you come from basic Kfar Sisai, say before Nechtav, so you don't need Eidim later on. After he left, so comes in front of Rabbi Yishmael, Rabbi Loi, and I'm really Rabbi. Why did you require him to say Vanei Nechtav? He came from Sisai. That's within the boundary of Eretz Yisrael. And it's closer to Tzipar even more than Akai. So why do you have to say Vanei Nechtav? Utanan, regarding Akai, Rameir, Akai carries Yisrael Gittin. So seemingly the same place, Kfar Sisai, should also have a status of Eretz Yisrael. So why did you, Rabbi Yishmael, require him to say vanei nechtav. Afilu rabbanon lo plik elei dira meir el ba'arka l'merchaka. Akka, they argue because Akka is a little bit further. So why did you require him to say vanei nechtav by kvar sesai? Amar loy. So Rav Yishmael responds, Bini, Ashleik Bini Shasaik. Be quiet. Hoyel the Yatza Davar Beheter. Once the matter went out, Beheter, Yatza went out. Meaning, what's Beheter? Beheter is that Lamaisa, the Kiyam, is going to work, and if he gets to Eidim, the husband will not be able to be Ma'ar later on. Ask the Gemara, you, Nami Shatzak Eidim Kamar. Lay says it's true, that's what he said, but they didn't finish the statement in front of him, and therefore that's why he did not know that. So Shalach Lei Rav Aveisar the Rav Chisda, new shtickle Gemara. So Rav Aveisar says to Rav Chisda, Gittin aboy misham lekan. Now what's sham, what's kan? Rashi fills in the missing details over here on the third narrow line. This means Gittin that come from Bavel to Eretz Yisrael. Explains Rav of Yasar to Rav Chisda, so Gittin that come from, again, one more time, from Bavel to Eretz Yisrael, Ein Zerlom Fanei Nechtav Fanei Nechtam. Suggests the Gemara, Lemu Kasavar Levishein Bekirin Lishma, Vani Gemiri, you're coming from Bavel, therefore everyone is Gemiri, so therefore we've approved to Rabbah that it's all in a din in Lishma. Ask the Gemara, the classical kasha, the third time of today, but Tizba Rabbah say the Rabbah. Elot Kuliyama Bin Alikaima, you're right. There's a lot of people there, therefore you don't have to worry about Kiyom. Says Rav Yosef, why are you relying on this testimony, on this din that Rav Yasar taught us? Who says Rav Yasar is a trustworthy guy? Question number one. The 6 lines from the white lines. He himself sent to Rav Yehuda, Bini, Adam ha'ilin, Misham lekan, him kaimu ba'atzon. You know what these people fulfill? V'yitin was the Elad b'zayin, v'yalda mekira b'yayin v'yeshtu. He wrote this pasuk, Rav Aveisar in a letter, wrote this following pasuk, and b'loi sirtut. He didn't score the pages. Who cares that he wrote this pasuk without scoring, lining the page? V'amar Rav Yitzchak, 3 lines from the white line, shtayim kaisvin, shalosh kaisvin. 2 words you'll have to write without etching into the paper, but 3 you are not. So what's going on? So Lav Gavrabu, just because he doesn't know this din of Rav Yitzchak, he doesn't know that you're not allowed to write down a pasuk without scoring the paper, without making lines. He's not a great person. If it's something that's svaradik, okay, so you should have known it. He's a Talmud Chacham. Hagamari, this is not a svara, this is an oral tradition. He never heard this din. Question number 1. Question number 2 is we're about to prove that Rav Yasser had haskama from whom? HaKadosh Baruch Hu himself. Tersev says the pasuk V'tiznal of Bilag Shoi. Rav Aveisar Amar, what happened by this plague Shmigiva? Says Rav Aveisar Zvav Matzah Allah, that the husband found a fly. Rav Yonasan Amar Nima Matzah, he found a hair. Vash Rav Yisrael Elio, Rav Aveisar meets Elio Hanavi himself. Amar Le my God, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. What is God doing right now? Amar Le Asik B'Pelegish Mekiva. He's dealing with this sugya, Pelegish Mekiva. Oh my God, Amar, what's Hashem saying? Amar Le, you know what Hashem is saying? Av Yasser B'Nikach Oimer. Yonasan B'Nikach Oimer. This is what Av Yasser says. This is what Yonasan says. Amar Le, Chas V'Shalom Mikas V'Gel Kam Mishmaya. What? Hashem doesn't know. What do you mean, Eliyahu Hanavi? Amar Le, no, Elu ve'elu divrei Elokim Chayim, they're both correct pshatim. Zvav matzlav la'ikbid, it means that he found a fly, but he didn't care. But Nima Matzah, he found a hair in her private areas, ve'hikbid. Or excuse me, here it just means a hair inside the food. Amar Rav Yehuda, Zvav v'kaira, it was a hair in the food, v'nima b'isa makayim, and that's why he was makon on the hair, because the hair was in her private areas. Zvav mi'isusa, nima b'saikanta, the nima having a hair in the private areas could potentially, Rashi says, get caught in his aver and cause him a sakana. Yikid yamri ait v'aydi b'kaira, Zvav ansa, Zvav is an aynis to have. It happens, a fly falls into the food, but v'nima is p'shi'usa. But a nima is a p'shia, therefore that could not be forgiven. And that is the end of the Gemara, and that's the reason why the Nimai bothered him much more. Amar Rav Chisda, La'ilam says Rav Chisda, based off of the previous story, says Rav Chisda, 5 lines from the bottom, person should not put excessive ema, fear in his house. Why? Begin with the previous story. The husband made her very scared, and cause of this, people, so many thousands of people in Klal Yisrael died. Amar Rav Yudah Merav. It causes one to come to the 3 terrible crimes. Rabbanan, this is what people, the Rabbanan said, 3 things you have to tell your house. 3 things in Erev Shabbos is brought down la'alacha. We say about Memalikin every Friday night till Zudav and Ashkenaz. And Chashechaz gets dark. Did you take a meiser? After did you make an air? Did you light the Shabbos candles? And these 3 things, says the Gemara, as we turn over to Zayin and Aleph, you have to say calmly. Why? So that it is makabel from him. If you want one's wife to listen, therefore you have to say it nicely. We're going to stop over here. We'll pick it up from Rav Ashi Amar. We'll pick it up from here in the next year. B'siyata Dishmaya.